All right, welcome back everybody to another colored pencil drawing. This is of an American pit bull. This is time lapse, but I'm going to do a voiceover with it. So we're going to start with one of the eyes here. I already have the sketch drawn out. And I start with white. I do a couple base layers of like a light golden color for the iris, not the pupil, the iris. And then I layer in where I want the highlights to go from the light reflections on the pupil. That's confusing. These eyes really weren't, I guess, highly detailed in the sense that, but if you don't do it right, they're gonna look cartoony. And I feel like I did a good job on both of them once they kind of come together a little bit. There were some things I left out of the eye until I got the fur done. So that's why I started doing the fur here, because I really needed to see what the fur was before I went back in and kind of touched up the eye. So as you can see, at some point I do add just a little bit more shadow cast on the eye itself. As you can see, like the bottom of the eye has, there's no shadow there versus like the top. I think you guys know what I'm saying. And then I kind of just do that little side cheek just a little bit, just kind of get some color on. I go ahead and I start doing the other eye, the left eye, our left. Same process, just layering everything up. This one was a little bit more fun because this one really was more visible to the camera, had a better glossy look to it. So as you can see, I really got that glossy look on there, blending with whites and the cool gray and some black. I did use some black, and I did use burnt umber, and it literally had this golden colored pencil, but it wasn't like it wasn't the shiny gold like that. This pit bull, I was actually trying to do some research. I believe it was a red nose pit bull. So I believe with that, this pit bull was an earthy tone, kind of a golden color. It almost appeared gray too, so I don't know, maybe it could have been two slightly different types of pit bulls, but the owners would know that. But for me, this really looked like an American pit bull, so that's why I actually named the video American Pit Bull. I just wanted to do my research first, but this dog definitely fit the description of it. And then as we get going here, I start mapping out a lot more of my highlights first with a white colored pencil. Go in with kind of the slight undertones that I see. There's like a hint of like pink in there, so I go in with some pink. I have ginger root, and then I do go in with that golden color again. And if you see me pick up a paintbrush, it's because I have just a touch of solvent on it, the odorless mineral spirits. I do wipe most of it off either on the side. You could probably see on the side underneath my hand, on the paper that that's kind of like where I smear it off. And so that's just how much, it just lets me know how much is on there. You can use a paper towel, but that excess usually gets cut off when I get done. And it just helps blend out. I basically think of it as toning my paper. Like I'm toning this white paper to make it more easy for me to then layer on top with the darker accents for the details, if that helps. So, but that's how I like to do it. You can also just get toned paper. I used to get the almost like matte, the mats that you can buy at like Hobby Lobby. If you don't have a Hobby Lobby, I don't know, maybe Michael's or something. And they have like toned matte boards, like colored. And I used to get those and do it on there, but I found that getting like really good detail on them was actually kind of hard. So that's why I started using the Strathmore mixed media paper, and that seemed to help. But yeah, this one I was like, okay, I'm going to do this method. I'm going to stick with it. And this is what I felt most comfortable with. And I got a really good result on this one. So putting everything aside to what, if you watch somebody or you're trying to learn something, you try a different technique. Because some of my other ones, I've tried some different ones. I was like, okay, I'm going to need to use this technique. Because like I have a lot of gray fur, a lot of gray hairs, or I have a lot of spotchy work, so I really need to layer in some other colors so I can get like that kind of botchy look, or maybe just like a really soft fur. And honestly, this was really good. Once I got done with all of this kind of nitpicky where the highlights were, so again, I go in with my white at first so that if I do need to pick up after all said and done, like a top layer, I have that white cream pinky base underneath that will show through, and it won't show the white like the paper underneath. So that's what actually I discovered with this when I was doing my solvent, was that when I layered with my lighter colored pencils first and got that blended into the paper, let that dry, and then do your kind of darker, maybe some midtones on top of that for your like your details. If you need to go through and kind of use your if you have a scraper or something to gently scrape away that top layer of wax off of your paper with your colored pencils, that underlayer that you've already done that's kind of already in the paper will show through. So it's not just going to be white. So if you're doing like this color dog where it doesn't really have white fur underneath of it, toning your paper first is going to help you in the long run. And I remembered to do the nose. I was so proud of myself because the last video I totally forgot and I was so mad. So we're doing the nose, and the nose is it's pink. It's more pink and brown in the picture, so that's what we went with. And when I zoom, obviously I'm not done right now, but when I kind of zoomed in and out, as I went, I kind of touched up a little bit on it. Oh, and then the other reason why I think this is American Pit Bull, it was saying that they also had kind of not only like a red quote unquote nose, but they also had like red lips, and I think that's why for me, I thought it was just like maybe it was an older dog and it got kind of stained there, but actually, there's just a part of her color. I thought that was actually really interesting to learn about after I got all this done, making sure I make a as accurate video as I can. But you can see that really golden color came through in the eyes. I probably went back through and touched up with just a hint of like canary yellow, I think. Actually, let me look. It was like an orangey yellow though. I can't remember what it was. Oh, it might have been this sunburst yellow. Just a hint of it. It was either that one from the color pencil, the Prismacolor series, or the canary yellow for the Prismacolor series. I did actually also use some of my Derwent Chromaflow on this. I think it was like a natural brown once I got down here to the bottom, and a hint of the red, like the burnt sienna, just to kind of bring a little bit more vibrance to her. This was a female dog. So I got the chin done, which was kind of a pinky gray brown-ish color. And kind of all blended in together there. Got the little furs on there. Even though in the picture on the chin, it was blurry, but I knew dogs, if you've ever seen a dog before in real person, they got little like little furs down there, all right? It's not just all smooth. They don't have smooth skin like us humans do, so even if you kind of have a slightly bad picture, you got to think in your head like, okay, this is probably fur. How does fur act kind of like on a curve? And you just pop it in. You can also look at other reference photos of pits too, just to see how their fur goes. So at least you can get the fur direction of fur texture and then put the color to what the picture is. So that could help you out too. All right, so we're going in and we're doing kind of like the side cheek. This is also I'm assuming this is another day because usually when I change perspectives or something, sometimes it's a different day, or I was trying to fix the lighting or make it easier so that I wasn't blocking what I was doing with my hand in the shadow. So I'm blocking out the bottom of her front chest, neck area. She does have like a white patch in the front there. And I layer that with, I'm trying to think, with the gray and the ginger root and just a hint of the golden because I think it just ended up blending really well together. And then I think I'll go in with a cream to blend that out. And then I'm going in with my solvent here. As you can see, it really helps loosen some of that wax up and bring the vibrance out of the colored pencil. Now, when it dries, it does dry just maybe a little bit lighter. I don't want to say a hair because it honestly really does depend on how much solvent you use and what colors you put down. But I know that I put like a white base and a pink creamy base down before this, so once it all kind of blends together and when it dries, it does dry just a little bit lighter. But I don't mind that towards the neck because I kind of don't want the neck to be so thick with color, if that makes sense, so that it takes away from the dog, like the dog face, the profile face. That's like the most important thing. All right, so I think I took a break from the neck or I finished it. We're moving up to the other ear. We only got this ear and the other ear, and I think I touch up around. I do slow down the video towards the end so you guys can kind of see me touch up, and I can talk just a little bit longer about this dog. All right, so the ear mapping out with, for this one, I'm mapping out with my gray because the top of the ear is like kind of, the light's hitting it so it's lighter, but I don't want it to just completely disappear in the piece of paper. So we're going to kind of go through and make sure that the ear is not like a ghost. Okay, so the the base of the ear was definitely a pink purpley color, but it also was like that gray pink purpley color. So we're layering and layering here with gray. I have my golden color. I do go in several times. I actually use a Q-tip on this one. The Q-tip texture blends a little bit better than the brush for the ears. So like when I'm doing like a smooth surface, I don't like using the brushes for some reason. It just, for me, it feels and looks different. And then for this other ear, we do the same thing except it's just darker. So the tip is kind of slightly cutely tipped over there. And then the inner ear wasn't as pink and purpley, but I also didn't want to make it like off balance. So I tried to kind of match them just actually a little bit. And then I go back in and layer in some white just to get the highlights in there. Smooth everything out a little bit without the solvent. But I do use solvent on that, so with the Q-tip. The Q-tip's just like softer. All right, so anyway, I think about this point, I'm getting really close to being finished. Actually, I think it is finished. I think I'm just trying to touch up some areas, some fur areas. But this puppy really came to life really well, and I believe the owner's gonna be happy. See, I'm taking my Q-tip around and just kind of darkening some other little areas up, getting some of those tones where I want them. And then I'm going to sign. And I think I messed up. I messed up on my little thing there. I think I accidentally wrote it crooked. That's all right. That's not the main thing of it. But anyway, there's the doggy. And hope you guys had a great time watching this. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a great night, guys. Bye.